Hey there. Today we're gonna go on a little adventure right down here. Normally we don't give away location, but on this episode we're not going to any sensitive archaeological sites or anything like that, so it's fine to show where we are. This is a place that I went, or that I used to go when I was younger, and it's a bit steep and scary, so I'm a little concerned, but I think I can probably still do it. And I think I live in such a beautiful place that there might be some people who want to just come along on some of these more chill adventures and just kind of hang out. So we'll see how it goes. Gotta be careful, because even though this is supposed to be more chill, this particular location is like quite steep, and one wrong step and it's game over. Oh, jeez. Take your time, Paul. Oh yeah, by the way, my name is Paul. I don't think I mentioned that yet. And me and my dad have been photographers in Sedona for many years. So we really enjoy sharing the beauty of this area. And that's one of the main sort of themes or things that we do, is just share beautiful nature photography. Oh boy. We did it. It wasn't too bad. Another really cool tree right there hanging off the edge of the cliff. Whoa. That's a neat feature of erosion. You can hear some water flowing down there. This is a cool spot to sit. Okay, looks like we're to another sort of sketch area where I gotta pay attention and be careful. It's not too bad. It looks really scary, and if you mess up, it could be the last mistake you make. But as I said before, I used to climb this when I was much younger, so I think I'll be fine. I'm kicking these rocks down so that they don't cause any problems for me, so I don't slip on them or anything like that. I think here I gotta let my tripod go down. Oh, that's cool. Look at this root coming right out of the side of the mountain. It's like, where is that even coming from? Beautiful. I love stuff like that that manages to survive through difficult situations. Okay, we're almost to the bottom, I think. Ow! Stabbed me. Right here, you can see a big metal pipe on the side of the cliff there. That was from the early pioneers piping water down to their ranch. And then this irrigation channel is also connected to that water harvesting effort. I love the sound of the water flowing. Oh, look at this. There's actually some logs crossing the creek. It almost looks like maybe someone did that to make a bridge. Or I just got really lucky and nature set that up for me. Because I have my doubts anyone comes down the way that I just came down. It's like straight down the side of the cliff. So before I go any further, just in case anyone is wild enough to figure out the way I came down and try to come down the same way, there was at least one time in the past that I got poison oak down here. So I'm gonna be super, super careful as I walk through here to try not to come in contact with anything that might be poison oak. And I'll probably just jump in the water too, just in case. Oh, Jesus. This kind of looks natural. So thank you, Mother Nature, if you set this up for me. I think I'm gonna avoid all these plants actually, so the bridge didn't even really matter. I'd rather not get poison oak. Here's that old pipe above me. I wanted to say real quick that it's a really beautiful day. Like, I'm feeling it. I'm so grateful to be here, just to be alive, to have time with my parents, to have a roof over my head, food to eat, clean drinking water, and to live in one of the most beautiful places in the world. And also to be able to do these really cool, really special adventures and share it with people. So a minute ago, I mentioned how grateful I am to be here and to be able to do all this. And I wanted to take a second just to stop and breathe and remind anyone who's watching this to breathe and just be present for a moment. I think a lot of people forget to stop and breathe, and it's so powerful. It's so healing and therapeutic. And a number of years ago, I got some really bad food poisoning, and I feel like I almost died. I had something known as botulism, which is like the most toxic toxin known to man. Even I heard from my doctor, and I read it online, that like a gram of botulism spores or toxins, if they were aerosolized and spread out over a major city like Phoenix, that a single gram would kill like 1 million people. And these days the survival rate is a lot higher. It's like you'll almost certainly survive if you get to a hospital in time. But back in the day, before it was so serious, the survival rate was only about 50-50. And I personally waited too long to go to the hospital. I waited like, I think 7 days or 8 days. Like I was just hoping, like I thought I was just super sick and that I would get better, but I didn't get better. I just kept getting worse, and it was to the point where I couldn't eat or even drink. And like I could barely walk when I asked my parents to take me to the hospital. My vision was deteriorating. Like my organs were shutting down. Like it was bad. They eventually had to put me in the ICU and put me on life support. And for like weeks, I was struggling to breathe. And there was times where I didn't think I was going to wake up the next day. Like it was really scary. So I remember one particular story where like I was asking for a suction because that's one of the things that helped when I couldn't breathe very good. And it was a Saturday or a Sunday, so the guy who's an expert in that wasn't working. And some nurse who had never done it before had to come in, and she was like reading the instruction manual, trying to figure out how to do the suction, while I was like choking to death like a fish out of water. I was just like looking at her like, help me. Like I'm dying here. And she, like, I could see it in her face, like she was freaking out. And so going through all that, I wanted to say all that because that's one reason I'm so grateful to be here and just to be able to breathe. Like each breath is precious. Like that's what our life is. That's breath and spirit, like those. And for so much of my life, I had learned yoga breathing techniques and like breathing through the nose deep down into your stomach. I knew about all that, but it was still something I took for granted, just like eating and drinking and walking and all these things that I had to learn how to do all over again. When the toxin from the botulism got bad enough, like I couldn't swallow, I couldn't talk. Like I said before, my vision was getting messed up, and I didn't realize how much I took for granted, just all of these things that are so simple and so basic. And there's a famous saying that goes something like, health is not valued until sickness is gained. And I learned that in one of the most powerful ways you could ever learn it. And thankfully, I was able to make pretty much a full recovery, because I was in the hospital with people who had serious like spinal injuries and things that weren't so easy to recover from, that they'll most likely live with for the rest of their lives. And like, I was in these rooms hanging out with people who were like completely paralyzed, and it was just so sobering, so humbling to realize how precious life is. And like, I was just going through life like without even thinking about how fragile and how precious and how special it is to be here. And I remember when I got out of the hospital, it took me a while before I could walk like decently. Like, I could barely walk down the street. But eventually, when I was able to walk like halfway down to the creek, I remember like seeing some trees in the sunlight, and I just started crying, because there were times that I never thought I'd be able to see this again. And it's so beautiful to be out in nature that it's hard to put into words. But it's really a gift. Every day is a gift. Every breath is a gift. And that's one of the main things that I want to try to remind people of, since I got a second chance to be here, is that if you look at it right, it's so special. Every second that we have, just to be here in the present moment. Not thinking about the future, not worrying about the past, just being here right now. It's priceless. It's worth more than any amount of money. There's people who are rich beyond belief in the hospital right now, wishing they could have the opportunity to do what I'm doing right now, just to be out here walking around in nature. And no amount of money can do that. So that's one of the main messages that I want to share with everyone, is try to remember to be grateful. Even if life seems like it's really difficult and there's a lot of stuff going wrong or bad, try to remember the good things. Try to be grateful for the time that you have and the time that you have had. It's worth more than any amount of money. Another thing that I'd mention real quick is that as much as that experience helped me learn how to be more grateful, I was already on the path before I got sick, learning how to love myself more and be present and grateful. And if it wasn't for that, I have my doubts I would have even survived. Because I was so depressed years ago before that like, I didn't want to be here anymore. And if I was depressed like that when I was going through botulism, I think I very possibly might have just disappeared, so to speak, just faded away. Because I already didn't want to be here, and that would have been easy to just fade away. And it was really hard fighting through all that, gasping for breath every day, learning how to walk and talk and eat and drink, needing someone to help me in the bathroom, to get a shower, to use the toilet. Like, it was extremely, extremely difficult. And if I didn't learn how to love myself first and be happy and grateful to still be alive, there's a good chance I would not be here right now, I think. And I'll tell more about some of those details of how I learned to love myself more and how I figured a way out of the depression I was dealing with. I'll talk about that more another time, because I've already, just that segment just now about botulism was like, I think like 8 minutes. So this is already getting kind of long, and but I have a lot to share, a lot of wisdom and experiential knowledge, stuff that many people will never be able to directly relate to, because botulism is very rare. My doctor was like I think he was like the biggest expert on botulism in the United States. Somehow I got lucky enough to have him down in Phoenix working on me, and I think he said that he only had 2 other people in his whole career who had botulism, and I think he had been a doctor for like 40 years or something. I might be misremembering some of those numbers a little bit, but it's like more rare than getting struck by lightning. It's extremely rare, and there's a lot of other stuff like that too that I have to share. We look forward to sharing all kinds of deep, powerful, helpful, healing, meaningful, important kinds of things. And also we want to share some light stuff too, and just laugh and be silly and whimsy and dilly-dally and just joke around. And so hopefully some of you enjoy that and you want to come along and join us on these journeys. These trees are huge. Here's another cool rock. I think this is a iron sandstone. Sandstone with like iron staining. Okay, well, I think I'm done with that little adventure that we just did. I kind of got sidetracked and did some other stuff, and I'm tired now and the light's not so good, so I think we got more than enough. Like I was yapping for a long time. So thanks for coming along if you did, and hope you enjoyed it. And I'll try at least a couple more of these and see if there's any interest, if people like the more chill adventures, just hanging out, and guess we'll see what happens. But I would like to be able to do more regular chill stuff and just talk about some things that are on my mind, even if, you know, not many people are really interested in it. So guess we'll just see what happens. Anyways, hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and see you next time.